Hello students, this is Smriti ma'am from SV Union High School and Junior College. Today we are going to study Standard 9, subject Geography. Today's topic is Distributional Map. This is our first chapter. Let's see the next. Introduction. Do you know me? Guess. Who am I? I am useful for everyone. I am friend of many people to know the different places on the earth. And I am helpful to understand how to go to different places for vacation. I am used by a planner who does planning for development. This makes it possible to create communication and transport networks. I help and guide people to reach their destination to a smallest village to any city in the world. Yes, you have guessed it right. I am a map. Maps are nothing but they are diagrammatic representation of an area of land or sea, showing physical features, countries, cities, roads, etc. Students, we have been learning about the map right from standard 5th, 6th standard, haven't we? Map is a very important tool in the study of geography. Why do we use maps? Well, we use maps to find location of a place and for distribution of variable. Maps are made by people called as cartographers. The science of map making is called as cartography. You have studied about district, state and country maps in the earlier classes in environmental studies and geography subjects. The main aim of the map is to show the location of a place and distribution of variables. Some maps are prepared with special themes. These maps are called as thematic maps. Through such maps, distribution of various variables in a region is shown. Distribution of temperature, rainfall, population, etc. is shown on the map according to the data of these variables. These maps are useful to explain the distribution of these variables in the region. Such maps easily bring out the patterns of distribution. To draw distributional maps, we need statistical data of the variables. Distribution can show in three ways on the map. The first method of distribution is the dot method. Number 2, choropleth method. And number 3, isopleth method. Students, let's see the first method, which is called as the dot method. A dot map is prepared using statistical data. While preparing dot maps, only data gathered through counting is used. The way a variable is distributed throughout the regions, the dots are used to show its distribution on the map. For example, the population of a region and the distribution of cattle, etc. To show distribution through dot method, the value of a dot has to be determined. To do that, the lowest and the highest values of a given variable in a region are taken into consideration. Accordingly, the number of dots are determined. Also, we need to consider the size of the dot, the density of variable and the scale of the map. The number of dots to be given for the value of the variable in each sub-administrative unit needs to be decided first. The following precautions should be taken while using the dot method for a map. Number 1, the size of a dot should be uniform. It should be of the same size. The distribution of physiography, water sources and transport system etc. of a region should be considered while placing dots on a map. Number 3, while showing population distribution, rural population is shown by dots and circles are used to show urban population. The dot method is more suitable for that variable which is freely scattered across the region. Students, this is a quick recap of dot map. And these are few examples of dot method map. Students, now let's make friends with the map. Observe figure 1.1 that shows population distribution of the Amravati district. Answer the given questions by reading the distributional map shown by dot method. So, let's get started with the first question. What is the population of the Amravati town? The answer is the population of the Amravati town is 5 lakhs. Here's our second question. Name the place having population of 1 lakh on the map. Answer. As shown on the map, Achalpur has population of 1 lakh. Let's see the third question. Which part of the map shows sparse population? Here, the meaning of sparse means scattered. So the answer to this question is the northwestern part of the map shows sparse population. Children, now let's proceed further with the second method, which is choropleth method. In choropleth method, the data regarding various geographical variables is shown by shades or tints of various colors. This is how the choropleth map looks like. In this, you can see the different shades of purple color showing different populations. Or instead, you can even show black and white pattern for shading. While making such maps, the data used for different variables is obtained through various processes such as measurement, surveying, etc. In this method, only one value is given to one sub-administrative unit in a region. In choropleth maps, data is gathered for selected variable and 5 to 7 classes are made considering smallest and the largest values. Each class is assigned a different color or tint of the same color or black and white patterns. The shades or the pattern becomes darker with the increasing values of the given variable and are drawn accordingly on the map. Here are a few examples of choropleth map. Now, in this map, you can see the population density is given of Amravati district using color shades and black and white patterns. Read any one map in detail and answer the following questions. Our first question is, name the talukas having population density between 301 and 400 persons per square kilometer. The answer to this question is the taluka of Anjangaon Surji has a population density between 301 and 400 persons per square kilometer. Our next question, what is the density of the Amravati taluka? Answer, the density of Amravati taluka is greater than 400 persons per square kilometer. Here comes our third question. Name the talukas having population density less than 300 persons per square kilometer. The answer is Chikaldara, Daryapur, Chandur Bazar, Bhatkuli, Nandgaon, Khandeshwar, Chandur Railway, Damangaon Railway, Tivsa, Morshi and Varud are the talukas having population density less than 300 persons per square kilometer. Students, now you have to carry out this following activity. Now we will prepare a map using dot method. See the map of Nandurbar given in figure 1.6 carefully. Draw it on another paper or tracing paper along with its taluka and district boundaries. Now see the population table given along the map. On the basis of the statistical data, decide the values of the dot considering the highest and the lowest values of population. For example, one dot is equal to 1000 people, so that you can decide how many dots to be given to each sub-administrative unit. To draw dots of the uniform size, Take a ball pen refill, close the back end of the refill with cotton, press this end on a stamp pad and draw the imprints of the dots wherever required. While placing the dots, consider the physiography, water sources, roads, rails, taluka and district headquarters as shown in the map in figure 1.6. Compare your dot map with other students and arrange a discussion in the class. Students, here we finished the first part of the first chapter, distributional maps. In the next session, we will take over the third distributional method, that is the isoplathe method. Thank you, students.